Let's bring in our next guest to get his thoughts on it.
He's
Ben
here.
Lyons now joining us on Off the Roster. What's happening?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's happening,
us, Ben.
fellas?
How you doing?
I love that. I love that we're debating if the Toronto International Film Festival has enough cachet to pull the former MVP and NBA champion. It's a great festival, guys. It's a great festival. Yeah, still moves the needle both commercially and for award season. So I think Giannis the cinephile would be happy in Toronto.
Toronto, I don't know if it's still underrated, but it's definitely a little bit more on the map than it was, 25-ish years ago when Vince Carter was just bringing it onto the map in the NBA. But for you, Ben, like when you look at this whole Giannis conversation as it blew up again yesterday, like where is this headed, and who to you is the favorite to land Giannis Antetokounmpo? And is it that team that was in Toronto last night at Scotiabank Arena putting belt to ass to the Raptors, as we like to say here on the show?
I was waiting for you guys to bring up the Knicks game from last night. I wanted to get into that performance. Just tremendous in the second half. Grady Dick talking at halftime, we got to continue to play our style of basketball. Well, that didn't work out in quarters 3 and 4. Okay, so Giannis to the Knicks or to Miami, or look, it seems like it's been a game of hot potatoes since LeBron James announced the decision back in 2010 of who's the guy who everybody wants and who's the big star who's unhappy. And we saw with the Trae Young deal that it's not about what you get back. It's about the space you create. I don't think the Bucks are going to get back anything tangible that's going to appease their fan base or make their organization go in a direction of any note anytime soon. You're really trading just to kind of close the chapter, or you're trading to load up the war chest for the future. The Knicks still owe a bunch of picks to the Brooklyn Nets, so I don't know how they're going to put something together that entices Milwaukee to say, you know what, we'll take your first round pick from 2038 or whatever they have still. But yeah, we'll see. It's gotten a little chippy, and I hate Giannis booing back at the fans. He's so much of his career and the way we look at him as fans is centered around joy and fun and enthusiasm, and he's got a very youthful spirit, and that seems to have gone, been taken away from him this season. So I hated that moment. And sometimes a change of scenery can re-inspire you. You know what I mean? So whether he even heads out, you guys didn't even mention something around Kuminga and the Golden State Warriors. He's always wanted to play with Steph. I think that's in play as well. It'd be really fun to see him get some new laundry. Yeah, for the rest of the season.
Now, Ben, on a scale of Joker 2, which is objectively a 1 out of 10, to Dark Knight, which is a masterpiece, so that's a 10 out of 10 on the scale. How confident are you that the Knicks complete a franchise-altering trade to acquire the Greek god Giannis Antetokounmpo?
All right, so
where's your confidence at, bro?
From Dark Knight to Joker 2, my confidence on the Knicks Giannis trade is around Batman Forever. Now, the Joel Schumacher Batmans can get hated on.
What?
People hate on the George Clooney performance, but go back and watch Batman Forever. 1, Kiss from a Rose from Seal. That record rips. You got Jim Carrey as the Riddler in kind of a forgotten performance. He's actually excellent in that film. And Val Kilmer's not so bad. Plus, you got a young Drew Barrymore. So I'll go Batman Forever confidence. It's not as bad as you think it is. Because you got to understand, guys, I grew up on the Andrea Bargnani for first round picks and Steve Novak, right? I grew up on getting Antonio McDyess and Steve Francis and T-Mac too late and Jalen Rose too late and Dikembe Mutombo too late and the ghost of Keith Van Horn. And there's a lot of trauma here. So the idea of a Giannis who's played, I think, 6 playoff games in the last 3 years or something because of calves and backs and all types of injuries, it makes me very nervous. It feels very old Knicks. It feels desperate. It feels panicky. It feels like we're trying to win the back page as if people still read newspapers. I don't know, guys. I am not that excited about it. So Batman Forever, right in the middle of the Batman pantheon, I think.
Okay, I needed some clarity on where does Batman Forever rank on that scale of Joker 2, which is a 1, and Dark Knight, which is a masterpiece.
It's not the Nolan
Dark
Batmans.
Knight is probably an 11.
But it's not the Ben Affleck Batmans. It's not the Christopher Nolan Batmans, right? It's not Christian Bale learning how to fight with Ra's al Ghul and the sticks, and then he crawls out of the cave. It's not that.
Yeah.
And it's not Ben Affleck. So it's right in the middle.
Another.
I don't know
okay,
if anybody's watched
I'm
the
asking,
Ben Affleck Batmans.
You haven't,
actually kind of.
you haven't had to like
like them.
change planes in Detroit or something on a flight to San Diego or nothing? No.
No, hasn't happened.
Denver and Chicago are those hubs for us as Canadians that we like.
Yeah.
We usually fly into one of those cities to get to somewhere else. But I'm asking this question because there were LaMelo Ball rumors to Toronto earlier this year. He's also a talented player that's been floating out there in on the Twitterverse about NBA trades. On Monday, January 26th, the Hornets took a 50-point lead for the second time this month, which is just doesn't make any sense. Charlotte led, I got to get this right, 109-59 into the fourth quarter against the Sixers, your rival, on Monday. The Hornets also led Utah by 57 points to a 150-95 win on January the 10th. If you're down by 50 points in any game in the NBA, should you collect a game check, Ben?
That's a great question. Honestly, it's so unfortunate. You got families who circle a date on the calendar and they save up all year and they want to buy tickets and they want to buy their kid a hat and a hot dog, and you come out there and you're down 30 at halftime. It's just not professional. It just stinks as a television product. The Knicks beat the Nets the other night by 50 points or something like that.
Yeah,
and here I am thinking like, good thing I didn't like pay my mortgage to go to the game. You know what I mean? I mean, it's crazy. It's almost like when you challenge yourself as a child on NBA 2K to try like the next level up of difficulty, and you just get smoked and you realize, oh wait, you know what? I should go back to semi-pro level. I don't need to go all the way. But yeah, man, it's weird. It speaks volumes too to the style of play in the NBA. When we were kids growing up, if a team was up 15 or 20, that meant like it was a blowout and the game was over, even if it was in the second quarter or third quarter. But now that those swings, as we saw last night at the Scotiabank Arena, which I'm ready to dive in with my box score anytime you guys want to bring up the game. No Mitchell Robinson, no Deuce McBride. We'll get to it. But, I think it just speaks volumes to the style of play in today's NBA, the three-pointer, and teams it's just lackadaisical. And I think you get guys on different nights. You got back-to-backs and, guys having the Miami flu or, in LA for 4 days or something like that. It can kind of, I don't know. It's tough to find nights where both teams are like both healthy. Everybody's suited up. Everybody's got rest and are both like really trying to compete for 48. We get few and far of those between right now, it seems.
In Toronto, we had an advantage on those Sunday matinee games, like 1 p.m. or 3 p.m., because homies would be out there in these streets on a Saturday night, and Toronto gets lit on a Saturday, and it's a pretty
Cabbie, do you want to pull up? Do you want to have your crack research staff pull up J.R. Smith's shooting percentage at the Garden on Sundays?
What is it, like 28% or something like that? I bet it's
ding, 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 ding. You just won a prize. I think 28% is the number. I think so.
Last question for me for right now. LaMelo Ball. If you were Toronto's front office or New York's front office, would you entertain a trade for this young player?
So I went on the Rich Eisen show a few years back, I think the year of the draft, and I compared LaMelo Ball to Lindsay Lohan. And now I'm kind of feeling like the comp is real because, somebody's incredibly talented, right? But how serious are we going to take them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, okay. I was waiting for the second part. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah,
and the kids love him. You know what I mean? Very popular with the youth. But no, I look. LaMelo's a special player, talented guy. Has struggled to stay healthy, and for whatever reason throughout his career. A wild basketball journey. We all grew up with LaMelo, whether it's through Facebook or Lithuania or, the triple Bs. Like, he holds a special place in the culture, which I think can sometimes blur our, fascination with him or fandom around him. And then you kind of look at the basketball of it all. And there's a reason why he's not playing in May and June. Right. And I don't know if he currently, as his game currently is constructed, he ever will, or if he really has a passion to, but incredibly talented, is someone fun to watch on League Pass if he's not on your team, I think.
So I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about last night's game. Completely different Completely, like I wanted to flush it as hard as I wanted to flush Joker 2 after watching it, but we'll stay on the second half here, and the Knicks just like found a gear that I just don't think the Raptors have yet as a developing team, Ben, and maybe I'm giving them an out clause here on this because the Knicks have just owned them for so long, but it just, it's the Knicks should be an NBA Eastern Conference favorite, and the Raptors are still striving to get into that stratosphere.
Look, jokes aside, I love what I've seen from these Raptors this season. You guys do have, some key pieces and a lot of talent and some ex-Knicks up there and you saw Quick ball out the other day. I love RJ Barrett. I'm in a text group, chain with my friends, and I'm still dying on that hill that he's going to make the Hall of Fame someday because I thought he's going to lead Team Canada to gold and win a title with the Knicks, and that means he'd make the Hall of Fame. But he's 3 of 13 last night. It's just the consistency that really, I think, kills you guys up there. But look, the Knicks got 21 combined points from $100 million of salary last night and won the game going away easily. So I think that's like a sign of a good team that you can win different ways. And I mean,
that's Brunson and Cat last night?
Brunson had 13 and Cat had 8. And they came home with probably, I don't know what the tax exchange is up there, but probably $800,000 for their performance combined last night. Right. But yeah, but to win different ways and to have OG have a little revenge game and to get, the difference with Mike Brown and Tibbs is Mike Brown showed you 9 guys in the first quarter. You had Yabusele, Shamet, Tyler Kolek, you threw Diarra out there, like all in the first quarter. And there's some coaches who think it's a good idea to engage guys early in the games, keep them involved, right? Jordan Clarkson, maybe a veteran who might check out if he's not going to be in the rotation. But that's the difference with Tibbs. Tibbs is going to play 6 guys, 7 guys. They're going to be up 15 with 2 minutes to go, and Bridges is still going to be out there. Mike Brown's rotating different guys in. So last night the Knicks looked awful for the first half of the game, and then we're able to like you said, just take it up another notch thanks to Mikal Bridges and moving the ball and Landry Shamet and that pass that Cat had off the offensive rebound. I think it's going to be like a turning point in the Knicks season. Like the Knicks have been in a real rut since the Cup, and that play, they put them up 9. They sent it to timeout. It's a crazy pass. It was a reminder of like, hey, he literally was like, get off my back. Like I'm Karl-Anthony Towns, 22 rebounds or whatever at that point. So yeah, that's going to be a turning point in their season, I hope.
So was it just like, was the party that good after they're winning the NBA Cup that they had the hangover? Just like, I mean, other teams have had it too, but like this NBA Cup hangover, it seems like it's becoming a thing now.
Yeah, and I wonder, we took a page out of soccer, global football from doing these in-season cups. Man, you will play for like 4 cups a year, the FA Cup, the Premier League, the Euro League. And like, I don't know if they have this in that sport where they say, oh, they won the Champions League and now they're going to lose their regular season Premier League game or something, and it seems to be a real thing now in the 3 years of the NBA Cup. So, I'm surprised though, guys, because this Knicks team is like full of nerds. Like, I don't think they went out in Vegas and did it big. Like, they're guys who like anime and they're all dads and they like pull little pranks on each other. Like they're on like an AAU 8th grade team or something. Cause they've all been playing since they were kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're just a bunch of like Mitchell Robinson collects like Tonka trunks and like, you know what I mean? And Josh Hart likes to pull pranks. He's like a jokester, they're not like fly guys really. So it's gone are the Knicks tape days of Baron Davis seeing what time we can get a table at Hyde or whatever on the West Coast swing. So I think I don't know what it is with the hangover with these Knicks, man. And look, you can't win the title in January, and after the performance last spring, which had 7th Avenue turn into Lord of the Flies, like everyone wanted them to win the championship come January, and it's just not possible. So
I did want to get your take. I know we talked a lot about Giannis, but from a Raptors perspective, because they're apparently in on this too. Like if Bobby Webster calls the Bucks and the response is like, yeah, we want, like, Scottie Barnes has got to be part of the package for Giannis. He's got 2 options: A, hang up the phone, or B, hang up the phone faster. Which option should he take?
What is the fascination with Scottie Barnes? Can your
What
head
do you
coach
mean,
said he's
bro?
going to be the face
Have
of
you
the
not
league?
watched this guy?
But
Come
when
on.
is it translating to like winning at the next level, right? Can you count on it every night? You know he's going to give you 25,
Yes.
8 and 7 every night. You believe that? You think in a playoff series he's going to be
Yes.
the best player on the floor?
He's going to be defensive
Really?
player of the year potentially this year.
He's
don't know,
Draymond
guys.
without the edge, bro. Like he's very skilled and
Which
a
is
legit
why
playmaker.
Draymond without the edge is why one of those two guys is going to be immortalized in Springfield. The edge is going to have him in Massachusetts.
Hold on, Ben. Okay. Scottie he's not playing with the greatest shooter in the history of the sport. Okay.
Listen.
And the second greatest shooter in the history of the sport to help win 4 titles. But just as Draymond, the Draymond comp alone, without like Scottie's not going to go up to the edge and certainly not over the edge. He plays within himself, but the talent, the raw talent is there. The IQ is there. That's just going to develop. He's a really smart player, man, and he's got the physical gifts.
Wait, are we talking about this edge of him? Like they lost by 20 last night. They got waxed in the second half, and as soon as the game was over, he was yucking it up with Karl Anthony Towns and OG on the sideline. They were like,
bro,
I don't know, making plans to go to Soto. Is that place still open up there? Like, what?
It is, yeah. Well done. Great reference. But as you
Yeah.
said, Ben, you can't win the championship in January. We're still in January. This is just on game.
And you can't. And with Scottie Barnes, you can't win a playoff game in April either. There, Cabbie. So when it comes to Giannis, yes, I'm going to roll the dice with Giannis in Toronto. I would love to see the Greek Freak up there. I think it'd be incredible. I mean, this is a guy, multiple MVPs. He's still young. We're I mean, what is he? 32? I know he's injured a lot.
31, I think. 31 or 32.
31?
Yeah.
Oh man, I think he's got like an interesting connection with you guys in that franchise. I feel like there's been a lot of moments in games and series and different things. So I don't know. I like the fit, and for Scottie Barnes and I don't know the ghost of Zan.
I think you're underrating Scottie,
like,
man. He's defensive player of the year. He's up around 20 a game. They just need to find the right pieces around Scottie, and then you can build a contender on his own. Sure. But he's top 20 player in the league right now, the way he's playing, top 25?
You know, I'm trying to think, fellas, when was the last time we saw a big, like, A-list guy make a move like that and it equate into kind of championship success? Like, what's the last big flip and then you win a title? Like, it doesn't really happen as much. Like, probably Kawhi.
It was
when you
Kawhi.
guys did it. When you guys went all in on that guy. But you'd been knocking at the door. And I think for this team, it's almost better, I think, for this Raptor group. Let's make the playoffs, maybe win a first-round playoff series, and then we can figure out if Giannis is the right fit to then, like, take that next step, as opposed to right now you throw him in there and who knows what you get. Because isn't he down with a calf, too, right now, and his health still?
Yeah,
so,
yes, yeah.
You guys are right in the mix. I mean, right in the
we're in the mix.
fourth spot right there, right, with Philadelphia, with the Knicks, with, Cleveland won, I think, their 5th or 6th last night, so – in a row. So, yeah, I like the fit, but maybe just not right now.
I got two final questions for you, Ben. As someone who is a film aficionado, do you have any suggestions on how Dillon Brooks, a Canadian who currently balls for the Phoenix Suns, can lean into his persona of the villain based on various anti-heroes or just straight up villains in film or television?
Absolutely. It's a great question, Cabbie. There is an air of danger that is around him. I saw him recently down in Miami when the Suns took on the Heat. Saw him last week in Brooklyn here as well. It reminds me of when I've had the privilege of interviewing actors who have played villains, throughout the movies. You think of Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men, or, when Aaron Eckhart played Harvey Dent in the Batman series we were talking about. Every actor I've ever interviewed who's played the bad guy, Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Bastards, they're convinced that they're not the bad guy. They're just misunderstood. The world sees them as the villain, but they don't see themselves that way. They see themselves as the hero in their story. And I think Dillon Brooks takes that on. Like when he's staring at Scottie Barnes at half court before the game, like he thinks he's inspiring Grayson Allen and his teammates and what, like but no, he's just a villain. And now you've got 20,000 in the Scotiabank wanting to kill you. So I think that's the mentality you have to have. Not saying I'm the villain. No, I'm the good guy. I'm the hero. And it's all of you who are looking at me the wrong way. And that's kind of how I've always heard it from literally dozens and dozens of actors over the years when they play a bad guy in a movie. They're like, well, I don't think I'm the bad guy. that's what you think of me. So I think Dillon's got to take that on. And I'd like to see him in this international All-Star game. I have no idea what's going on with the All-Star game and who gets to be on it. And if Donovan Mitchell wants to play for the world team because his grandparents are Panamanian, then he should. Or if Cat wants to be on the Dominican team, go for it. Yeah. Is Lauri Markkanen good enough to be an All-Star, or is he only going to be on it because they need 8 guys from around the world? The Jazz are trash. Like, I don't know. So we need to figure that out, guys.
Ben, the world team is going to cook, bro. SGA, Luka, Jokic, Giannis. Who am I missing? I know that Jokic is injured. Giannis.
Your boy Scottie Barnes? No?
No, he's from Florida. I know I'm missing a couple of big ones. Oh, my gosh.
Perhaps Norman Powell, if he's he plays for Team Jamaica in the FIBAs. You know,
can have an all-star season. Jamaica. Geez, hold on. Oh my gosh, I'm missing
Giannis, Luka, Shea, Jokic. I mean, the list. Wemby. You know,
Wemby. Yes, Wemby is the one I forgot.
I would like to just do 12 and 12. I don't know about the 8, 8 and 8, but maybe they'll figure that out for next year.
Last question for you. The Safdie brothers directed Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. He's a sports gambler, had a great cameo with Kevin Garnett. Josh Safdie has directed Marty Supreme. I know that you are a big fan of this film, and Marty Supreme is about a ping pong player. I don't have an interest to see this film, but without giving too much away, like our good friend Adnan Verk would on any podcast or his former podcast, Cinephile, in a few words, why should I see this film?
All right, Cabbie, you're an entrepreneurial guy. So we're not going to talk about the story. We're not going to talk about the plot. We'll leave that for Adnan and Cinephile, okay? But you're a business savvy guy. You've reinvented yourself a lot over the years. I think Marty Supreme is a watershed moment in American cinema when it comes to the branding and marketing of films. I got 500 Marty Supreme ping pong balls here. I bet you I could go out to Times Square and sell them for $1,000. Okay? This is a brand that will exist in IP now for the next 30, 40 years. I think the #1 high school ping pong tournament in America should be called the Marty Supreme Invitational, and they should sell the rights to TSN up in Canada or ESPN down here. I think Adidas, Tyler, the Creator's line, Golf Wang, like they have a collab with Marty. You're going to see an anime prequel. Like, why not? Why not see like a children's series on TV? Like, there's all these different ways you can spin these characters that have now become part of pop culture. It's so hard to do. When Kevin O'Leary, there's a line when Kevin O'Leary in the movie says, "I'm a vampire." Like, maybe there's a cartoon where you go back and his character is actually like an ill vampire in the 1600s and is part of the Marty Supreme universe. So look at it, Cabbie, as like a business thing and how they've created this brand in an attention economy when we're all trying to get people to watch us and download us and look at us and stuff. They really grabbed the conversation for a good 2 weeks there around Christmas. It's hard to do. The collaborations with the Knicks and 47 brand and all these things. Like, look at it like that, not so much as a movie about a guy who's selfish and is abusive to every woman in his life, and we really don't root for him over 2.5 hours. So, like, forget that part of it. Okay. And just look at it from like so Marty Supreme brand. And if you need some,
I will watch it on a flight. That's fantastic, Ben, that you have. Oh, last thing, I forgot Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is the fifth starter that I forgot from the world team, Canada's own from Kitchener, Ontario.
He missed those free throws the other night. Jamal Murray, who should be playing for Team Jamaica, by the way. Team Jamaica, you know, his dad's from Kingston.
Shout out to Roger Murray. Yeah. Nice.
I had the privilege of actually filming Jamal this summer. He did a camp in Montego Bay with his dad and a bunch of his buddies. I'm working on this documentary about the Jamaican basketball team. And Jamal, who obviously plays for Team Canada, strong ties to the island and a lot of love for Jamaica. And by the way, a lot bigger in person, that dude. Like, you see him on TV and you're like, oh, a little point guard. But like, that guy's like 6'4" and he's got some build. Yeah. Like, all right, Jamal Murray. I see why he's a tough guard now. And you see him up close.
Ben, we really appreciate your time, man. This has been so much fun. Thanks for this.
Does anybody have like a Scotiabank hat? Nobody wears a Scotiabank hat. They wear Madison Square Garden hats.
No,
it's the world's most famous arena for a reason, fellas. All right,
that's fair.
Okay, we'll get on it. We'll get on it.